So you want to buy a squadron vehicle, but you don't know if you should. Hey everyone, Explainenstein here. In this short guide, I'll be going over the most important things that you need to consider before purchasing a squadron vehicle, so that you don't waste your time, Silver Lions, or even your Golden Eagles. I'll be doing this video in a tip format, meaning that I will provide 5 different tips and things that you should know in order to make it concise and thorough. That said, if you like this type of video, please of course consider subscribing, as it helps me tremendously and it lets me know that you like this type of video, along with obviously pressing the like button on this video. Either way though, let's get into it. So that said, for tip number 1, you need to be in a squadron to be able to research these vehicles. While you do not need to play in matches with your squadron in order to gain Squadron RP, you do still need to play War Thunder. Squadron RP is awarded every 3 days based on match activity, with 200 RP giving you a single activity point for squadron vehicles, up to a limit of 360 activity points in that 3-day period. You can earn a maximum of 20,000 Squadron RP, of which will be automatically invested into the vehicle of your choice at the end of every 3-day period. You can tell how much activity you have by going into your squadron and clicking on activity at the bottom, with a rating of 0 to 360, with again 360 being the highest level of activity. Further, you can see all squadron vehicles next to the activity tab and change up your research target easily from there, although you can do the same simply by moving through the tech trees and clicking which vehicle you want to research manually. For tip number 2, if you want to buy a squadron vehicle with Golden Eagles, you still have to pay to crew that vehicle with Silver Lions after researching it and purchasing it essentially with Golden Eagles. Also, no modifications for that vehicle will be unlocked, regardless of how you end up owning that vehicle. Though it shows that I have unlocked all mods for this vehicle, it's simply because I had a test drive of it from Gaijin, courtesy of me being in the partnership program for being a content creator, which automatically spades a vehicle permanently if again they give me the test drive. As you can see, however, older squadron vehicles from before I was a partner have me research the mods. Additionally, if you invest some Squadron RP into a squadron vehicle and decide to purchase it later with Golden Eagles, you will pay a lower amount of Golden Eagles to unlock it, down to a fairly small percentage of the total cost. This means that you can research a week or 2 of RP into a vehicle and potentially see its Golden Eagle cost drop by several thousand, which is definitely a nice thing to be able to do. Now that said, for number 3, and this one is extra important, squadron vehicles will not provide any RP or SL boost like a premium vehicle will. Some people look at squadron vehicles and their position in the tech tree next to all of the premium vehicles that have helpful economic bonuses in game and think that squadron vehicles will also be able to help them grind better than a regular tech tree vehicle. This is simply not true. Squadron vehicles have about the same RP and SL modifiers as regular vehicles do, and receive the same RP penalties that regular vehicles receive as well. That means that if you grind more than 1 rank outside of your vehicles, you receive a huge penalty. For example, if you're using the Tier 7 T80 UK and you want to research a Tier 2 vehicle in your tech tree, you'll receive a 95% penalty in RP. That means that along with the oftentimes higher repair costs, squadron vehicles are not suitable for grinding a tech tree and will oftentimes cost new players far more than they're worth, while simultaneously being very frustrating to play. Also, I'll include an RP and tech tree guide below if you're interested in learning more about how RP works along with its penalties. Now that said, for number 4, if it was not already apparent, you can research and purchase any BR and tier of squadron vehicle at any time, meaning that if you literally have no vehicles unlocked in, for example, the German air tech tree, you can still research and unlock the Me262A1U1. In air battles, this doesn't matter much, but always be aware of the necessity of a good lineup in ground battles, and of course if you play Air AB. This means that unlocking a single ground squadron vehicle with no similar BR tanks alongside it will ultimately end up with you leaving matches after a single death. Do your best to make sure that this does not happen, and always try to have a nice lineup around that squadron vehicle that you're looking at purchasing. Number 5, try to research squadron vehicles that fill a need. What I mean is that people oftentimes just look at either the highest BR squadron vehicle and try to take that one, or they look at something that they might consider to be cool. While these are somewhat valid reasons and totally fine to do, it may be best to consider what you need in order to complete, for example, Battle Pass missions. Oftentimes, Battle Pass missions will have people playing naval vehicles, so why not try to research the Karl Marx, a squadron vehicle for Germany that has torpedoes. By doing this, you could end up not only finding out that you really like a new game mode or a new style of play, but it could also help you tremendously when trying to complete tasks or events. Another great one insofar as naval is concerned is the Shimakaze, as it is loaded with 15 of War Thunder's best torpedoes and will make naval-centric tasks a breeze. And even though I've gone through 5 as per tradition or somewhat tradition, I do have a bonus tip. Do your own research before spending your research points in-game on a squadron vehicle. Some of these vehicles take over a month of grinding to unlock, so you want to make sure that every single chunk of Squadron RP is worth investing into it. Watch reviews, do test drives, and consider what will work best and how you prefer to play. Once you do that, pick your vehicle and you'll eventually have fun. With all that said, thank you all so much for watching. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the dealio. Every single like, every single subscription, comment, every interaction really helps me to grow my channel, and it always means the world to me. Also, if you guys don't mind, share some other tips and tricks or whatever you might want to leave about squadron vehicles in the comments below. I am sure that new players would appreciate them greatly. Some of my other videos that have tips and tricks actually have a very lively and helpful comment section, so I always try to facilitate that sort of helpful chat in the comments, so definitely try to do that if of course you want to. But either way, thanks again guys, and I will see you all on the other side. Take care everyone.